What's going on, guys? Just starting the 1.8T build here. I should have started documenting it yesterday. So this motor here, I picked up yesterday at a scrapyard in North Bay. And I spent last night stripping it down. So she's basically a bare block now. I'm liking everything I see with this motor. All the crank journals and cylinder walls look spotless. Like the motor, when I pulled it from the yard, the cylinder head on it was just spotless. So it's like they just brought it to a machine shop, had her done. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. So, if you're familiar with the inside of a motor, usually like the cast aluminum and like all the buckets and whatever, they'll be like, you know, tanned black or brown from the oil. And this here, it's like it was just cleaned up, like vapor blasted or whatever, done at a machine shop. So it's looking good to me. So I still gotta rip it apart, install some Super Tech exhaust valves. I'll give you a little look over of what the build consists of. So at first I was planning to build a 19mm motor. So I purchased these CTS Turbo 19mm rifle drilled rods. They're like a H-beam. See, they're drilled all the way through. And then, well, that's basically because the motor in my Beetle right now is AWP, so it's got the 19mm setup. So I bought those to begin with, and well, I had a bit of a change of plans because I've ripped apart APH code engines and AWD code engines and found that they both have 20mm wrist pins, which, well, I didn't really know. Like, it's hard to find that information online and stuff. There's lots of false information and whatnot, so yeah, I just kind of figured that out, and once I figured out the motor, like the 20mm motors are actually somewhat attainable where I'm at, I ended up finding one, and so I ordered up some I-beam rods by Pro Race Engineering. Little beefier, rated for like pretty much twice the horsepower. It's a I-beam rod. It's also rifle drilled, you know. So yeah, like I'll compare the two rods just so you see what I mean. I was just like a little bit worried, concerned about how the 19mm rod is, I don't know if you can see, yeah, like you see how fucking thin that is at the top, like it just tapers right down to like nothing, so like there's no meat on it. Oh fuck, a little bit of surface rust from fucking sitting in the package. Alright, and then yeah, like as you can see, fucking this one's beefier as hell right away, you can tell, fucking. So my setup, I'm gonna be pushing well, around 500 horsepower is my goal. And yeah, that shit just kind of sketched me out. I didn't, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's what I ended up going with, just Pro Race Engineering rods. And then I got a set of Molly rings. I'll be using these pistons because they are like factory Volkswagen Audi, and like Molly Forge brand pistons, which are just fucking amazing. So yeah, it's just like a street car, you know. I'm not gonna be pushing it insane at 500 horsepower. You know, it's not gonna be crazy long pulls or anything. I'll be staying away from detonation. But like, I got lots of these 20 mil pistons, and fuck, they're all in nice shape, man. Like they're like, some of these have what are close to like 300,000 miles on them, and like this, the silicone or silicate fucking coating on the skirts is barely fucking wearing off. Like, like, you know, that shit's fuck all. You don't really need that, but like, I can't believe it's still looking that good after 200 plus thousand kilometers. That's what these came out of, like older motors, you know what I mean? And but the motor I pulled yesterday, I assume has under 200,000 kilometers, because it still had the factory turbo with not much play at all in the, you know what I mean? So definitely under 200,000 kilometers. So that's the rod I'm going with for this setup, and these are my main bearings, just Molly main bearings, and then King Racing drilled rod bearings. And yeah, so I'm basically just doing the exhaust valves, and I'll be setting my rev limiter to, you know, 7,200 or 7,000 RPM. I don't even think I'll be revving that high. Just basic hardware, you know, bolts and new main bolts, head bolts. So, like the turbo I'm going with, I'm not gonna have to push it even past 7,000 RPM, so I'll be good with the valve train I got. This is the header that I somewhat cobbled together there, as you can see. Not the prettiest welds or whatever, but yeah, I made it work, man. So I'll show you the turbo I'm going with. It's a new technology. It's a G25-550 turbo. That's the go fast fucking department there. Yeah, that's the one right there. So this one here, it's a Pulsar G25-550. It's a ceramic dual ball bearing and a billet wheel, integrated wastegate, big 3-inch V-band housing. So, like these turbos here, like the G25 series, has been out for maybe 5 years tops. So, yeah, there's not too many people fucking with them right now, but all the 1.8T information that I can find on them, and like the spooling characteristics are just as close as KO4 or KO3. So yeah, the torque will come on nice and soon, and I won't have to push it past, you know, 7,000 RPM to like make use of it. Max spool should be whatever, at least by 3,500 RPM. So yeah, I'm excited by that. So in the fueling department, I am just running some 1000cc Bosch EV14 injectors. that's about it for what I'm doing there. Tonight I'm gonna just plastic gauge everything, check all my ring gaps with my new rings, and where piston and wall clearance just for shits, and make sure everything's nice and sound for when I slap it together. And yeah, next we'll be doing the cylinder head and getting all that sorted out. And oh man, I'm excited for this build. Like I said, I should have started documenting this yesterday, like videoing it. I got lots of pictures, so maybe I'll post those. And yeah, so if you got any questions on 1.8Ts or turbo setups, just drop a question in the comments and I'll be sure to get to you. Alright guys, right on. Thanks for checking out my shit. Have a great day.